Hello, Aries. Welcome to your monthly reading for July 2025. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. This is it. We are here. Landmark month. Okay. We're officially halfway through the year. First of all, I said the second half of the year is going to be vastly different, like night and day from the first half of the year. Welcome to the paradigm shift. Everything's about to change for you in an enormous way. Okay. It's going to be a very unboring month. And I also did say 2025 is the year of the Great Awakening. Look at what's happening. This is when you're really going to start feeling it. We're in the year of the snake, right? Shedding skin, out with the old, in with the new. I've been telling you that for months now. And it is the year of 9, right? Completion, fulfillment, but also, most importantly, preparing for 10, which is 2026. The big year. All right. Now, why is this such a big month? It's because it's official. The 4 outer planets that are changing signs in this compressed period of time. The last one. And it's official now. Okay. You want to throw in Jupiter and Cancer? That's 5. That's 5 outer planets changing signs within 6 months of each other. That just has never happened. Never happened. The way that they're aspecting each other never happened. And not only modern human history. It maybe happened 20,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago. We've just never experienced what is happening now. All right. Nobody on this planet. Nobody. This is brand new energy. All right. With planets and fresh new signs that, again, we have not even experienced any of that, like Pluto and Aquarius, right? 250 years. Neptune in your sign, right? That was 164 years. And now Uranus and Gemini. So why is this bonkers? It's not just that all the outer planets have changed signs. The last one is Uranus, the most life-changing planet, right? Because Uranus is a planet of change. So July is going to be off the charts. Expect radical change. That's Uranus, and change is the only constant in this world. And you see this world changing. So the magnitude of July, again, will be really big. For you, you got a lot of stuff happening this month, okay? I almost had to do your monthly forecast in 2 parts. That's how busy July is. Yes, there's more in the back here, and half the stuff that I couldn't even fit on the whiteboard. So expect for you, especially Aries, wow, you're going to be communicating with others in ways you never have, okay? Expect to completely reinvent yourself now, all right? You're going to be searching for deeper meaning and purpose. You're going to be so stimulated this month. There's going to be doors opening for you in ways you've never seen. Remember, you have the keys anyway. You got Saturn and Neptune in your sign. Speaking of which, expect to tap into your inner leader. This is all about that leadership, that role model, that energy. And you're going to be doing a lot of reassessing this month, a lot of connecting or reconnecting with your authentic self. But in July, Venus will be in 3 signs. When's the last time you saw that, right? In July, we have 4 planets going retrograde. That's a big month. We have this bonkers new moon that you're going to love. And you see we have a full moon in Capricorn. A lot of y'all are changing jobs. Now, here's the other thing. There's only 3 challenging aspects, all right? Enormously auspicious, one-of-a-kind aspects as well that we, again, have not seen in our lifetime. That's going to be playing out the entire month. Now, I said the 4 C's of 2025 are going to be community, the collective, courage, and consciousness. And you're going to see that play out throughout this month with Uranus and Gemini, right? And with Uranus and Gemini, to be honest, and this is really for you, but for everyone's going to feel this, I'm going to throw in 4 more C's: creativity, communication, collaboration, and commitments. Gonna be a big thing for you, okay? Or the end of commitments, to be honest, too. Now, Uranus and Gemini, yeah, the highlight of the month, the year, the decade, even the century. It's been 84 years, Aries. Every sign is going to experience change. Yeah? But remember, I said it's the 4 outer planets that change signs. So you will experience change in 4 areas of your life. Bigly, right? Big time in July. Now, why is that? Especially with Uranus moving into Gemini. Well, Uranus is the great awakener. It's a planet of breakthroughs, unexpected surprises. And if you saw my last live stream, you will know that I mentioned Saturn was the last of the traditional planets that the ancients knew of. Yeah? And Uranus was discovered in 1781. So that was thousands and thousands of years, we're talking, before the discovery of a new planet. It was unexpected, it was surprising, and it was a breakthrough. Uranus is electric, eccentric, revolutionary, evolution, freedom, liberation, innovation, genius, novel, future forward, forward thinking, trend setting, independent, and of course surprises, the unexpected, and breakthroughs. He's like a bolt of lightning, okay? And he does represent shifts in consciousness on a generational scale. He's in Gemini for 7-8 years, all right? And Uranus, the sky god, right? Saturn's father, does so much better in Gemini, an air sign, than it does in Taurus, where he's been in since 2018. Okay, so just, astrology 101, air and fire. Air and fire. You're a fire sign, right? Air and fire goes so much better. Okay, and Uranus and Taurus just does not. Uranus doesn't do well there, right? So that's her second house. Since 2018, you probably had ups and downs with money and finances, okay? Salary, income, a lot of changes. The unexpected, unpredictable, also self-worth, self-value, material possessions, things like that, okay? It's done. It's got to be done. And I'm not saying, and there were great things that happened while Uranus was in Taurus, but I'm just letting you know now, Uranus in Gemini is now in your third house. So, what does that mean? Well, you can expect your innovations and advancements and breakthroughs in communication. That's the third house. Okay, it's also the mind, right? Gemini rules the mind. Ideas, third house as well. Ideas, creative revolution, creative writing, anything online, third house is internet, transportation, travel, it's rebellious energy too, breaking from the old, being original, being your authentic self. Okay, remember, this is you reinventing yourself for the next 7 years, but bigly in July, you're gonna feel it right away. All right, and yes, Uranus can be breakups and shakeups as well, but it's more you. Remember, it's you having these breakthroughs and break like whatever you need to do that serves your higher purpose and your higher self. All right. You're going to be launching new things. You're going to be definitely launching, a lot of y'all are launching new businesses, especially with Saturn, Neptune, and Aries in your first, which is very entrepreneurial. You're the entrepreneurial sign. Like, that's going to happen. And it's funny because I tell you that now, right? But Uranus, remember, bolts of clarity, bolts of lightning, the unexpected. Hey, you just wait. Y'all are going to be doing a lot of that. Remember, there is that element of like independence here, but also so do you. You have that, air of independence. Anyway, you're just going to feel really restless, especially of the mind, by the way. Okay. Like you're going to feel, third house is also just movement, right? So you're going to feel restless. You're stimulated with these brilliant new circumstances, ideas, opportunities, new pursuits. That's the name of the game, exploring the new, all right? Uranus in Gemini, by the way, is very fast, okay? A lot faster than Uranus in Taurus. Really stimulating, okay? Yeah, remember, Gemini is Mercury ruled. And I'm going to explain something here, but you're going to see things moving faster for you, all right? You're going to be thinking fast. Like it's like that. You saw Moulin Rouge. It's like that fast song, that fast scene. Anyway, you're also going to be super social. Look, you got Venus moving into Gemini too on July 4th. We'll talk about that, but please just know that you're about to go through some really big change, okay? Third house is also agreements, contracts. Y'all are going to there's new things happening for you. LLCs, whatever you want, business stuff. It's Mercury ruled, right? Mercury, the merchant, mercantile, selling things. But anyway, y'all are going to be going through some things, and every Aries is different. So, anyway, Saturn and Neptune conjunct in Aries. Remember, they're barely a degree apart, barely. Out with the old, in with the new, especially you. They're in your sign, okay? This is them asking you to be that spiritual warrior, like I said, all right? That spiritual leader, that compassionate hero, all of that, right? And the fact that you have Jupiter in Cancer as well, another cardinal sign, yeah. So all this cardinal energy, you're a cardinal sign. So, wow. All right. And yeah, we have that full moon in Capricorn. We'll talk about that and more cardinal energy. But, Cancer is the Chariot card and you are the Emperor card. You see the direction you're going here, right? With what's happening for you for July. Now, Uranus in Gemini, trine Pluto in Aquarius. So this is it. All right. That's happening now. It's happening now. The next few years. Okay. Saturn and Neptune conjunct in Aries in your sign, right? Sextiling Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, and they're trining. And it's harmonious. And they're two air signs. And that is the package deal. You can't really talk about Uranus and Gemini without adding the trine to Pluto and Aquarius, right? Why is this, by the way? Because Uranus in Gemini, Pluto is in Aquarius, right? Uranus is the ruler for Aquarius. And so Gemini is hosting Aquarius's planet. Now, I told you that Gemini is Mercury ruled, right? Hermes, he's fast, right? The messenger, he's fast. Mercury just happens to be the lower octave of Uranus. Yeah? So do you see how, what are the chances that this is happening in our lifetime that, again, nobody, right, has experienced? What are the chances? This is insane. It's bonkers. Just expect breakthroughs, all right? Especially of the mind and communication, right? Uranus, the sky god. Hermes loves the sky. So, of the mind. And when you throw Pluto in the mix, Pluto just happens to be very psychological. You are going to have breakthroughs in ways that you may realize you are holding yourself back on something, right? Because Pluto goes really deep. But remember, this is all for your personal freedom. This is Uranus, all about freedom. This is high frequency. Remember, we're all made of energy. We all have biofields. We're all connected. We're a human race. That is Pluto and Aquarius. That is humanity. That's power to the people. We all contribute, and you will be contributing, and you're helping lead the brigade with Saturn and Neptune in your sign. Okay? Now, and all I'm saying here is you don't have to do it alone. We're all in this together. We're all part of the collective. Okay? You're also going to be doing a lot of inner work. I will explain. Okay? Now, the other thing is that Uranus in tarot, by the way, is attributed to the Fool. Yeah? The Fool, card 0, and Uranus freshly entering Gemini will be in Gemini at 0 degrees all month. So what does that even mean? That's the world axis. That's a reset, like the Fool, right? The new beginning. So I need to make this very clear for you, Aries. You're embarking on a brand new journey, okay? Especially after that Jupiter Cazimi, the new moon from last week. Yeah, a lot of things that have to do with home, family, real estate, grandparents, parents, children, significant other, all of that, ancestry, roots. A lot of y'all are moving in a year. Okay? Started last week. Anyway, remember what I said in your monthly forecast too, because this is the big picture. Yeah? Right now, at this moment, and starting July, and all summer long, you are getting a preview of what your life is going to be like starting February 2026 when we have Saturn and Neptune conjunct at 0 degrees. Let me repeat that. 0 degrees. The Great Reset, February 2026. Okay? It's happening in your sign. So you're going to be a whole brand new you. Okay? What did I say? Time is speeding up. Can you believe we're in July? Yeah. So take action now for where you want to be by February 2026. Okay, let it play out. Let it play out. You don't have to do everything at once, right? And one day, you're going to see things play out anyway, right? And you create your reality, and the universe will come bearing gifts for you this month. And here's the biggest thing of July. It is Saturn conjunct Neptune in your sign. To be honest, sextiling Uranus and Gemini and Pluto in Aquarius, and Uranus trining Pluto. Yeah, that's the story for this summer. Especially July, where you feel it strongly. All right. And what is that? That's just you cultivating this new you and this new reality that you're communicating or creating for yourself, turning your dreams into reality. Yeah. Remember, that's Saturn and Neptune, right? In your sign. So this four-way this what's happening here, these alignments, which you can't trace back in, again, modern human history, very harmonious. Remember, this is a sextile. It's this huge window of opportunity that you have all summer long to change your life. And a lot of y'all want to in a huge way. All right. And it's this beautiful golden triangle that's being formed. And, of course, I'm going to talk about it in your weekly forecast, but they're at 0 to 2 degrees of fresh new beginnings, new ventures all summer. So please, please take advantage. Okay? Please take advantage. There's so much happening for you, Aries. I can't even I'm just like, okay, well, Aries are going through the biggest, they're up there. They're up there. Now, here's the other thing. August is going to be a really big month for you. All right? Really, really, really big. Now, and that's when you really feel a lot of these, aspects that are happening in your sign. They're actually perfecting, they're like Uranus, even Uranus sextiling Neptune. Oh my gosh, we haven't had that since 1966. That's in August. Okay. So anyway, Uranus trine Pluto. That's please. Okay. What is this? That's Uranus in your third, Pluto in your 11th. What does that even mean? That means you are going to have some of the biggest shifts in terms of communication, PR, marketing, advertising for your brand. There's stuff here in terms of you going back to school, online courses, possibly. Remember, third house, internet, online. But it's also like you possibly may become teachers teaching something. There's travel in the mix. But then you have this alignment with Pluto and Aquarius in your 11th. And the 11th rules your future hopes, long-term goals, aspirations, long-term commitments, dreams, all of that. So you're going to be communicating a lot in terms of what you want for your future. You're going to be thinking a lot about your future in July. Yeah. 11th house is also your support system. It's your benefactors, allies, friendships, groups, and even like humanity, right? Pluto and Aquarius, right? So even social media. So you've got the two social media houses really activated, to be honest, with this trine, but with Uranus and Pluto, which is going to be for many years. By the way, it's just the first 2 years are really, really strong, and it starts now, and you will feel it strongly. Uranus is when any planet moves signs, you feel it like at the bookends, and it's Uranus. Like you're gonna feel this. So there's something big happening with social media for y'all too. Okay. Or the new form of social media, whatever that will be. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. And I did a Saturn Neptune video. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave it at the end of this video or in the description box. I tell all 12 signs what you can expect for the next 2 years for your sign, including July and August, okay, of 2026, which is big. And yeah, I did spreads and cards and all of that. And please pay attention, okay? I told you time is moving fast. We're going to be in 2026 before you know it. And this Uranus-Pluto trine will perfect in July. And I did tell you in August, when Jupiter's in Leo, fellow fire sign like you in your 5th house of joy and pleasure and true love and romance and children and sex and procreation and creative projects. And the North Node is going to be moving into Aquarius in your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, and dreams. You probably want to know where you're going to be and what's going to be happening for you, all right, next summer. Because you can start now. You can start planning now. Anyway, you're going to have amazing change, okay? Uranus just wants you to be your authentic self, too. So in this new world, this new era, this new you, all right? And if you want to know what Uranus and Gemini means for the world, I'll leave the July astrology overview video I did at, the end of this video, description box as well. I may do another one too, okay? Because there's just so much more that I didn't have time to talk about. Maybe in my next channel predictions video. Anyway, you are definitely going to be expanding your consciousness. To be honest, like it's happening in your 3rd house. There's no way you're going to, it's like, okay,
And why is that, by the way? Because it's Gemini and Aquarius, two of the most open-minded signs. And when Uranus and Gemini is trining Pluto in Aquarius, that is opening minds. And Uranus and Gemini, your third house of the mind, like you are definitely going to be thinking in profound new ways. You're going to be having these breakthroughs. You're going to be taking a lot more risks than normal. All right. You're going to see your life change right before your eyes. And the way that you see things, you're going to have a big shift in how you see things. All right. Now, and that's just how like Uranus and, operates in Gemini, which again is fast. And if you feel like things are moving too fast, don't forget you have Mars and Virgo. All right. That helps all month. That's your ruler, okay? And a sign that's very grounded and, and it's in your sixth house of everyday activities and work. And so, yeah, y'all are having a lot of big changes in work this month. And I'm going to explain that. All right. But like I said, you're going to do a lot of reassessing too. And that's because we have 4 retrogrades. All right. Neptune's going retrograde. Saturn's going retrograde. Mercury is going retrograde. We'll talk about that. Yeah. And then Chiron is going retrograde in your sign. You're going to do a lot of healing. Now, don't forget, Pluto is also retrograde. So we'll talk about this. All right. Now, let's dive in. Aries, are you ready? And not even on the whiteboard is July 2nd. I got to tell you this. All right. You're going to appreciate this. All right. This is the exact mid-year point, by the way. And to be honest, mid-decade point, however you want to see it. But the moon is going to be in Libra this day. Yeah. How funny is that, right? Mid-year Libra, all about balance. Now, nothing's coincidence, right? It's a wink from the universe. Now, here's the thing. This is an amazing golden triangle that's happening this day, this air trine with the moon in Libra, with Pluto in Aquarius, and Sedna and Gemini. And yes, I am going to do that Sedna and Gemini video. It's been over 10,000 years that Sedna has been in Gemini. That's by the way, Sedna and Pluto, 2 dwarf planets, right? All about the collective consciousness. Like when I say you're going to see things moving as a collective, as humanity, because of a lot of things happening with this world, like, yeah, you're going to see it, especially with Sedna and Gemini. All right. Now, don't forget you have Venus and Taurus still too, and it's domicile. Like that's amazing. All right. So what does that even mean? I'll tell you. Friday, July 4th, one of the biggest days of the month. It's a loaded day. So please pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, Aries, because I'm not going to include July 4th in your next week's forecast. Okay. Your weekly reading, because there's bigger fish to fry. And we already talked about Venus conjunct Uranus last week. Yeah. In Taurus at 29 degrees. This is huge. And I do drop these forecasts a little bit before the month begins. So whatever day you're watching this, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you're already feeling it. You're already feeling Venus conjunct Uranus because remember, this is the day it perfects. It's going to be fireworks. Pun intended. Happy 4th. If you're in the U.S., it's at 29 degrees. That's a critical degree. That's an anaretic degree. What does that mean? It is a graduation. It's a culmination or a peak moment. There's something, a breakthrough. It's Uranus still, right? Uranus, it's a breakthrough. It's a surprising moment. Unexpected. It is in your second house of income, salary, finances, resources as well. If you're not here for money, no, but a lot of you are changing jobs or getting promoted, or there's just something here, okay? Or starting your own business. Remember, a lot of you are doing that. But it is Venus, so it still has to do with love and money. Venus is in her domicile in Taurus. Love, money, creativity, creative projects, relationships, beauty, right? Self-worth, everything your heart desires. I mean, this is huge. So this is the parting gift from Uranus. Almost like, I'm sorry I was in Taurus for 7 years kind of gift. Yeah. Like before moving into Gemini. You're going to feel it days before, days after strongly, especially the day of. There's something here with material possessions as well. There may be something that you're getting, like you're finally getting that bike that you wanted. I don't know, whatever you want. Here's the thing. Okay. This is what makes this day even more bonkers. There's a million things happening this day. I'm just going to tell you the things that have an impact on you, Aries. Okay. So first is that Venus and Uranus, yeah, they're going to be conjunct, yeah? And conjunction, just think of them as like the planets fusing their energies. They're also going to conjunct a fixed star, Alcyone. All right. The brightest star in the Pleiades. The Taurus constellation. So first time in 84 years. And this is harmoniously connecting with Pluto and Saturn and Neptune in your sign. So there is something major brewing for you, happening for you, okay? This is eminence. This is enlightenment. This is you. It's you. This is you feeling a surge of confidence or something happening here, okay? Where you're going to, yeah, Aries, all right? So you see Venus immediately moves into Gemini right after, okay? Because it's left Taurus, right? Venus now moves into Gemini, 0 degrees. Now, you're going to love this, all right? Venus in Gemini is very fun. It's social, it's stimulating, it's curious, it's flirty, it's affectionate, it's lighthearted. You're definitely going to feel charming and magnetic. You're going to feel very stimulated, feeling free and taking risks, all of that, trying new things. It is your third house. So you're going to be having a lot of conversations. You're going to be communicating. You're probably going to be like, on social media. Third house is social media, like I explained. And you see that Venus will trine Pluto too, right? So anyway, this is big. This is amazing because there's something here where, yeah, you may be thinking of starting your business, getting an LLC, starting that online course, whatever it is, everything I mentioned earlier, okay? Travel is going to be a big thing. I would not be surprised if y'all are traveling for the next few weeks, okay? But the bigger thing here, communicate. Please communicate. Okay, you got Venus, a very social planet, the most social planet, to be honest, other than Mercury. In the most social, Gemini is the chatty social butterflies, right? I'm a Gemini rising, I would know. So here's the thing, and a 0 degree Gemini rising at that. So that's the other thing. If you know your birth chart, if you have any planets at 0 degrees, that just you embody the essence of that sign, okay? Whatever sign it's in, all right? And so the fact that Uranus is moving into Gemini at 0 degrees and me being a Gemini rising at 0 degrees, Uranus is going to be right on my ascendant for like a year at 0 degrees. Remember, it's an outer planet, so it moves slow. So you're going to see me change, okay? You're part of my journey, by the way. And possibly be unpredictable and whatnot. Anyway, just communicate, all right? But in this lighthearted way. And it's just, this is all about connections for you. But a lot of like mental connections. And again, I would not be surprised if you sign something into existence around this time. You're definitely going to be laughing a lot. Venus in Gemini is very like dad jokey. It's fun. It's silly. It's, you may have some great jokes as well. Now, here's the thing. All right. This is what gets bonkers. So you've got Venus conjunct Sedna, the planetoid, and then Alcyone, a fixed star. You also have Aldebaran and Hygeia in Gemini. So you have a lot happening in that Gemini area of your chart, okay? The early degrees, you're 0 to 3 degrees. So this is just the beginning is what I'm telling you. Is like there's something here that is building for you, okay? For the next few months. And then this day, Neptune goes retrograde in your sign. So that's going to be until about December. This is just you going within, asking yourself, am I grounded in reality with my future dreams and my ideals? It's actually good. It's not like a bad thing. So getting in touch with your visionary side, your compassionate side, all of that. Now, here's where things get a little like, okay, Aries, let's talk. So, you know how I told you July 4th is like a bloated day? Well, the moon will be in Scorpio. Now, if you're a subscriber, you know that we talk about the lunations, the fixed stars, asteroids, planetoids, all in the second spread. But, when the moon in Scorpio comes around, I'll tell you, because it has that kick to it, that can be a little intense. So, what's happening here? Because you also have Venus trine Pluto, what's happening here for you, Aries, is that you are definitely going to have a lot of emphasis on love, business, money, intimacy, partnerships, and your personal transformation. Okay? You will maybe hear some secrets come out too. Okay? And you may be the ones revealing it. I mean, you do have Venus and Gemini. You're going to be chatty. All right. So, but it's a good thing. Yeah. Because the one thing that's happening this day as well, and by the way, that's going to be all weekend. And again, there's this deep, you're seeking this deep connection, basically. Okay. You're going to be feeling that. And it can be love. It can be career. It can be, anyway, investors, anyway, something with money. You definitely want to make more money at this point, like in a big way. Now, Jupiter, which by the way, will not have any aspects planetary wise. Okay. No planets all month. Okay. Jupiter will be at its degree of exaltation this day, 5 degrees, and will actually trine the moon. Yeah. So this is really nice. You're definitely thinking at this point, there is something like you're going to have this spiritual awakening this weekend. And a lot of it's going to have to do with wealth building, partnership building, your personal transformation, maybe even Phoenix rising from the ashes, because the 8th house for you represents death and rebirth, like this new you. So right out the gate, right? With July, and then also home and family too. All right. But it's this warm, fuzzy, beautiful energy, a lot of intuitive energy. Yes, there's an intensity here. And yes, there may be some female figure involved, mother, grandmother, maybe even like a boss, but there's definitely going to be focus on home and investments for you. Okay. Investing like in your future. Now, one other thing over the weekend for you, Saturday, July 5th, you will have the moon in Scorpio conjunct Juno, but then it's going to trine the sun in Cancer. So we actually have a water trine. Actually, let me tell you everything. We have a water trine this day, okay? So we have the sun in Cancer, moon in Scorpio, and the North Node in Pisces. So again, this is water energy. This is like a lot of heightened intuition, emotions. It feels good. Remember, water flows. Flow with the go with the flow, all right? Because you are going to feel something here. You're going to feel moved in some way, especially with home, parents, children, your family, your relatives. There's something here that's, significant other. There's, with the moon conjunct Juno, something here with partnerships as well. Okay. Can even be business partners too, to be honest, business partnerships. Again, there's something here with like contracts, agreements, and partnerships, like just the first 5 days for you. All right. The way you're thinking, what you want. But what makes this day even bonkers is, remember, we have another mini trine with Venus and Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, and Saturn and Neptune in your sign. You're really going to feel that. And again, Pluto, of course, in your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, wishes, and dreams. But Pluto natively rules your 8th of partnership, wealth building, all of that. You're gonna feel this. And with Venus and Gemini, you're gonna be communicating, you're gonna be signing, you're gonna be launching things. All right. And that's not it. The same day, we have a fire trine with Mercury and Leo. You have Mercury and Leo a month, by the way. Yeah. So with Mercury and Leo, Ceres in your sign. Yeah. Ceres, remember the mother archetype, nurturing, self-care, to, support, care for others in your world. Even like there's going to be something here with like diet, nutrition. But anyway, also with the fixed star Antares. What? So when I see what's happening for you, Aries, and that's like a royal star. It's a warrior star. You're the warrior. Mars is your ruler. And so it's all about courage here, by the way. And here's the thing. You're going to feel this. You're going to feel this. Again, you just right out the gate in the beginning of the month, like in the first week, you're going to feel moved. You're going to feel restless. There are things that you want and nothing's going to get in your way, right? That's how you're going to feel. I mean, really. Okay. Now, and by the way, if you do watch if you're new to my channel, outside of this, I do live streams, like prediction videos. I do channel. I'm a clairvoyant, psychic, however you want to call it, right? So that, and I'm at 100% accuracy since I started doing this in public, right, on my channel. And I'm not saying that I'm just saying that like I trust the information that I'm getting. If you're a subscriber, you may have remembered when I channeled the message of 525 BC. I had to Google it and like what was going on. Venus passed over Antares, yeah, where you're gonna have this trine, and it's in the Scorpio constellation. Aries, that's a big thing, okay? That's anyway, I just told you. Now, this occultation, it just obscures the star from view. It's not going to happen again until 2400. Yeah, that's the year. That's how rare this is. And it's just like that. Remember, courage, great passion, transformation. It's in your 8th house. It is in Scorpio. But anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is that they will conjunct. Venus will conjunct Antares, okay, in December. All right, December 8th. And this is going to be the time of the full moon in Gemini, Mercury opposite Uranus. There's got to be some. So you see how there's like a big storyline playing out for you when it has to do with like money, investments, relationships. There's signing stuff, family energy. All right. Now, then you see Sunday, July 6th. I love this for you. I mean, you got Venus and Gemini, like Saturn and Neptune in your sign, 2 degrees. By the way, you're going to hear me say that a lot. All right. And 2 degrees is the Venus degree, by the way. So there's this, it's her home. Anyway, this is going to be really special because now I would not be surprised if like you're really like you're signing something, you're communicating something, you're having an important conversation, maybe with a boss, maybe with a VIP. There's something here where you become a big leader, where there's something where you're communicating to your team in this big way, or you're taking a trip. You're just being social. Please just go out and be social. I talk about this all the time. Everything's divine timing, but there's this energy that's happening, especially after last week, the last week of June. A lot of this like kismet, serendipitous, right place, right time energy. All right. So go do it. Go on a fun date. Yeah. To a poetry jam, or take inspired action. Go do stand-up comedy. Do something, right? You never know who's going to be audience. It could be like someone comes up to you and be like, you're really funny. I am an investor and I want to invest in the, cotton candy business that, your friend over here told me that you really want to start. Whatever it is, you never know who you'll meet. Why is this such a big window of opportunity for you? Is because Venus is sextiling this Saturn, all right? Saturn's in your sign. Saturn's all about the long term. It's all about commitments, okay? And you're going to be seeking a lot of that now, right? Relationships, finances, creative endeavors. Like Saturn brings that structure, stability, even boundaries that you may want to set. Maybe you're becoming a big authority now. Even like there could be a father in the picture, a boss in the picture, and then you've got Venus exiling Neptune. Like Neptune is a higher octave of Venus, by the way. So, whoa, when they get together, it's like a fairy tale. It's like this cloud nine of enchantment. It's so inspiring and all very compassionate. Play music that moves you. All right. Again, go maybe sing, Four Non Blondes at the karaoke bar, whatever you want to do, just be around music. But anyway, this is just really special. And I really want you to take action and put wheels in motion. That's what sextiles are. They're the, windows of opportunity to help you thrive and grow and prosper. And it's a long one. Like you'll feel it up until like the 9th. Now, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for your, husband, Robert, or I don't know, your sister, whoever, right? Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and fire signs. You, Leo, Sagittarius, will feel this the most. If you know your birth chart, your natal chart, if you have any planets between 0 to 4 degrees in any of the signs that I just mentioned, you're going to feel it the most. Now, July 7th, the big day. Uranus moves into Gemini. Everything changes, okay? We will talk more about it next week, including things that I did not tell you, okay? Including the lower expressions of Uranus and Gemini for you, all right? Just know you're gonna be reinventing yourself this month, okay? All summer long. Now, the other thing is you've got, yeah, Venus trine Pluto that same day. This is rare. It only happens twice a year. Use it, okay? This is, yeah, you are definitely gonna, there's something big happening here for you. All right. Well, Venus and Pluto, by the way, they both represent money and relationships. So the big theme for you. A lot of this is like, I would not be surprised if you start a group or a community, do something with friends, friendships, hear news from, like I said, benefactors, allies. It's your third house. There's family energy here. You throw in Jupiter and Cancer. There's a lot of family, siblings, and relatives. But anyway, there's just something here with Pluto that has that intensity, that deep passion. Okay. But remember, they're also both air signs here in this trine. So a lot of like mentally stimulating things, even conversations or DMs or any of that. That's all at play here. Okay. This is you just being very commanding, very compelling, very impressive. If you need to have that big conversation with your boss for a raise or whatever it is, this is it. You are definitely going to feel this. Okay. Again, it for you just seemed, and remember, 11th house is your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, dreams, but Pluto natively rules your eighth. So there is an element of just building wealth and relationships, even like spiritual wealth, but even investments. What do you want to invest your time and energy in? Or it could be literal investments. Remember, eighth house is also inheritance and investments and bonuses, commissions, all of that. Okay. Royalties, joint bank accounts, loans, taxes, all of that. Remember, Moon and Scorpio over July 4th. Like, this is where, okay? So you're feeling this already. Now, the other thing is that you are, remember, trines are harmonious, okay? So they are in your favor. They bring an element of luck and ease, and it's a trine. So you're going to feel it days before, days after. There is this intensity and power with Pluto, empowerment, and then influence with Venus. You're going to be, please communicate, okay? Network. Now, same thing here, okay? Air signs, fire signs will feel it the most. Planets in your chart, 0 to 6 degrees. I'm going to give this a little bit of a wider orb. Also, this one's at 3 degrees anyway. So, yeah, same thing, all right? And any of the fire signs or air signs, you'll feel it the most. And there's something here, again, you're traveling. A lot of y'all are traveling. But the bigger thing, there is this huge shift in perspective you're going to have around this time. And there's going to be this really big moment of seeing the big picture for yourself, or maybe your life purpose is like more rooted. Like, I know what I want. All right. Because the moon actually will be in Sagittarius too. Now, Thursday, July 10th. Yeah, we have the full moon in Capricorn. We'll talk more about it in the weekly forecast. Okay. This is going to be, I like it. I really do. Because it's connecting with the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo, and then it's even trining Mars in Virgo. So Capricorn rules your 10th house. Yeah. And you're hosting Capricorn's ruler, Saturn. So what does this even mean? It means that, 10th house is career. It's also the public recognition. It's your public image. It's if you're not working or if you're retired, whatever you want to be known for. Yeah. Wherever you're putting that energy. 10th house is also honors and achievement. So there could be something here illuminated for you. All right. But when I see what's happening for y'all, it looks like a lot of y'all are starting new things. Maybe ending a career for a new one because you're launching your own business, or you're maybe moving into a different area in your career. 10th house is also fame. You do have Mercury and Leo, by the way, right? All month, I told you that. And there's an element of fame with Leo, that 5th house, which is very fun. So you got Venus and Gemini in your 3rd, Mercury and Leo in your 5th. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to be having a lot of fun, and you're going to be thinking about it. I want to have a lot of fun this summer. I want to have a lot of fun this month. Fifth house is just fun. It's joy, it's pleasure, it's family, it's children, it's sex, it's procreation, it's family, children, it's creative projects, self-expression, it's recreation as well. Yeah, so I'm having fun now. Yeah, so the full moon in Capricorn, we'll talk more, but yeah, you've got the South Node in Virgo when you're 6, which is work. So again, I think by the end of the month, a lot of y'all will be in different places, all right? But in a good way. It's like you're the ones that's doing it because new things are coming in, all right? Can be even promotions, things like that. Now, let me see. I'm just going to scroll through. Okay. Saturday, July 12th. Let's just get to this, all right? Saturn going retrograde. It's a big deal. Kind of like Neptune. So now you got Saturn and Neptune retrograde in your sign, okay? So again, you're going within. You're asking yourself, am I grounded in the reality that I want for myself? Or, even with Saturn, am I putting too much limitations on myself, right? Am I not having fun because I'm putting, that's the thing. It's also like you may be like taking this time out until September 1st. Yeah, Saturn's going to be retrograde until September 1st. You're just going to be thinking about your future. All right. Your long-term goals, plans, your commitments. Saturn, remember, structure, discipline, wax on, wax off, right? Practice patience. But at the same time, you've got, when we get to September, Saturn's going to move retrograde back into Pisces. Remember that, all right? And that is eclipse season. So already, like, you're going to have big changes just this year, all right? Everyone is. I mean, here's the other thing. On the 17th, you see Mercury will sextile Venus in Gemini. So there you go. What I was saying earlier, here it is. This is amazing, okay? Mercury in Leo, again, in your 5th of joy and pleasure and true love and romance, and Venus and Gemini in your 3rd house, which is very social and fun and chatty and flirty. And there's something here, okay? There's something here where I just want you to have fun. You may receive a message that's really fun, or something or you may take a trip that you needed to do that's fun. Just use this day, all right? Really exciting. And again, something with social media. There may be something really you're putting words into existence that could be, people love, right? Now, July 17th to 18th, doesn't matter. It happens like where you live. It doesn't matter where you live because it happens like just after midnight. Mercury will go retrograde. We go through Mercury retrograde 3 to 4 times a year. I don't have to explain it. It's miscommunication, can be possible, cross wires, delays, travel delays, etc. Now, the big thing here is for you, and this is going to be until August 11th. Mercury retrograde until August 11th. Again, it's in Leo, okay? It's in Leo. So what does that even mean? It means it's your 5th house. So there's something here where people from your past are going to start showing up, all right? Former lovers, family, children, all the, the creative partners, things like that, okay? And it's actually, I mentioned this, I think in your July forecast, I like this Mercury retrograde. For a Mercury retrograde, this one's actually great, all right? There's something here. It's like blast from the past. Very nostalgifying. Like, it's just something here that could bring a lot of fun. Leo's fun, right? So, it may be really great. It may be the thing that you needed. Also, because it is your 5th house, there is an element of like maybe you were working on something that was like really fun and exciting. Maybe you were, I don't know, writing a book or whatever it was, and you got really busy. Now you're going back to it. Yeah, like that kind of energy as well. But Mercury will go into shadow pretty much the beginning of the month. So it could start happening, in the beginning where people start showing up in your DMs or, you know what I mean? Like things like that. Anyway, all right. So fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Gemini, Virgo will feel this retrograde the most. Now, Sunday, July 20th, we are going to do a deep dive when we get to this in your weekly forecast. I do not want you to, this is one of the biggest aspects of the month. You have Mars, your ruler, all right, conjuncting the South Node, both in Virgo, right? It's happening at 19 degrees. Remember that. I'm going to bring that up. It's important. in your weekly forecast. But you even see Mars squaring Venus. You're going to feel that too. But here's the thing. The moon will be in Gemini. All right. So what does this mean? The moon will be conjunct Uranus and Venus. Okay. This day as well throughout the day. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot on your mind. And there's going to be a lot that there's possibly something that you're going to have a big conversation about. It may even be the last conversation you have about something with someone. It's a South Node. It's like your life lessons. It's letting things go, okay? But remember, the South Node is also like the past. So you have this while Mercury's retrograde, bringing people from your past. So that really amplifies that, okay? That energy here. So Virgo just naturally rules like health, first of all. So there could be something here with health, all right? Physical health, digestive that I mentioned, it rules the digestive system, your gut health, lifestyle, but also work, all right? So when I see what's happening for you, a lot of this could be something that has to do with colleagues or employees or just something about work. And there is something here with like home and family too. So maybe y'all are deciding to do remote work or want to spend more time working from home. Whatever it is, it's all about letting things go. It's all about asking yourself, at this point in time, with me having gone within, and having all this Uranus energy going through Gemini, like mind, what's no longer part of my journey? What's got to go? Okay, Mars is like a spear. Mars is like a laser. So what has reached a point of fatigue? Yeah, in my everyday activities, which includes work and health. And it could even be mental health. It's, Virgo is Mercury ruled, and the moon will be in Gemini. That's Mercury ruled. A lot that's going on up here where Venus and Uranus are in Gemini, your third house. That's upstairs, right? So there may be something here where you're just like, okay, this is not part of my path forward. So just keep that in mind, okay? And we will talk more about it because there's so much more to this. You've got the North Node in Pisces anyway, yeah? You're 12. So a lot that you're going to be processing, but that's very spiritual. It's like your, purpose, the direction you're going, all right? So the other thing is... oh gosh, there's so many things. Well, let's get to Leo season. Okay, July 22nd, Tuesday, we enter Leo season. The sun rules Leo. Here's your stage. Here's your big spotlight. Okay, this is your time to show off your talents for the next 4 weeks. And this is a time where you're going to have a lot of emphasis on things that bring you pleasure and joy and a touch of fame. Like I said, that's, Leo energy, Leo, the, royal maker, royalty. There's that, so this is going to be great. You're going to love Leo season, you being a fellow fire sign. The sun is exalted in your sign. Y'all have that relationship there, right? But this is definitely like, you've got this spot. You're not a backup dancer, all right? You're not a backup singer. This is your stage, all right? You're not an extra on White Lotus, whatever it is. This is you, okay? Now, this is also like when you have the sun in Leo, and by the way, you got that light inside you anyway. Just this is now you're gonna let it shine. You're gonna radiate, okay? It's just gotta happen for you. This is this huge surge of inspiration and enthusiasm. It's very energizing, the sun in Leo, even physical energy. It's confidence here. I love it. All right, so again, huge focus on you just having fun. There's a lot of energy here with like, family and children for you. All right. Relatives, but also just creative projects, creativity, romance, true love, your significant other, or finding your soulmate. Like that's fifth house energy. Recreation. Remember, go do pickleball. Have some fun. All right. There is going to be something here where, again, you just may get recognized for something, all right? And a lot of it may have to do with that full moon in Capricorn that brought attention to you, all right? So anyway, what else is happening? Oh, yeah, by the way, that same day, the sun will sextile Uranus at 1 degree. So there could be some great surprising news or fun moments or something that you're going to get around this time. Now, Wednesday, July 23rd, you see Venus square Mars. You're going to feel it days before, days after. There is a little bit of restlessness with this aspect. It is your ruler that is in, Virgo. And remember, Mars is in Virgo, Venus is in Gemini. Not only are they two mutable signs, but they're both Mercury ruled. So there just may be something here where, honestly, I don't mind this square. I actually like this square because you know what this square is? It's just like you asking yourself, like, are my desires met? If not, I'm going to go get it, right? Especially because you cut something at this point out of your, with that South Node and Mars conjunction. So anyway, there may be something here with work, your everyday activities, health, maybe dropped a habit. There was something that you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then, you still have Venus in Gemini. So there may be something here where it's just like you are stimulated in some way and even just like processing a lot. Yeah. Now, the sun will trine Saturn in your sign at this point too, by the way. That's all about success. All right. That's all about success. And again, you've got the spotlight with the sun in Leo. There's something here for you. Now, that's happening just right before July 24th, new moon in Leo, 2 degrees. So even though Mercury is retrograde, doesn't mean you can't set intentions or put wheels in motion. Well, I'll walk you through that, okay, in the weekly forecast. But there's like 6 aspects that are happening this day that are so harmonious, many that are in your sign. This is a big new moon for you, all right? So something big is happening. Remember, you got the spotlight. You're feeling that confidence. And there's something here with relationships, partnerships, love, it's just something, creative project, okay? You do see the sun opposite Pluto. We'll talk about that in the weekly forecast. There you just may not see eye to eye with a friend. And then Venus will move into Cancer July 30th. There you go. Like now you got Venus and Jupiter in Cancer, by the end of the month. So something really special here. We'll talk about it. It's Venus, right? With Jupiter. So therefore, you will have Venus conjunct Jupiter, right? In August. The 2 benefic planets. There's something really special that's about to happen for you. Chiron is going to go retrograde in your sign. That's a long one. That's going to be for a year. Okay. Or until like January. We'll talk about that when we get to the weekly forecast. All right. But there is something here where it's almost like you are definitely done like with this self-healing. You're like, okay, this is it. Gone and gone. All right. Because Chiron's all about that deep healing old wounds. Yeah. But now you're just like, not bringing this on my journey. Let's get started, Aries. The last day, July 31st, is when that's when we do have a Mercury Cazimi in Leo. I love that. I love that it's happening on the last day of the month. We'll talk about that in your weekly forecast, but that's really great for you. Okay, let's see what's going on for you, Aries, for July 2025. Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Okay. Aries, y'all are so funny. Y'all crack me up. How are y'all? Big month, yeah? Okay, y'all ready? It's I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. Offers the best overview, especially for a monthly reading. Well, if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Aries, I love y'all. I'm so excited. There's big things happening for you. And I did get like, is it called a crown or something? So it's fresh. So it keeps like my tongue. Anyway, let's just do it. What am I doing? Wow. Yeah. Big old month for you. You're going to have to, okay. You see what's happening here. There's going to be a really enormous change. Big. And a lot of it. Remember I said like perspective, mindset shift. Oh yeah, you're going to have one of the biggest ones. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. So again, right off the bat, you got things to do. You got things on your mind. You got things to say. You're having very important conversations. Like, that first week of July is really big for you. But anyway, Knight of Swords. Gemini, all right? Attributed to Gemini. Remember, it's not even just Venus and Uranus moving into Gemini. I told you there's so many other things happening that Gemini area of your chart, but even still, it still is like communication, swords, communication, thought, thinking. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Nothing is stopping you. I told you. Yeah? He's going into the storm. Look at the fire under his feet. All right? So there's definitely movement, okay? Especially the way that you're thinking, processing, putting pieces together. That's coming through in a really big way. I would not be surprised if there is something that you're signing, starting, things like that, and it's exhilarating for you. All right. Now, he can be a little like, and impulsive. And so just be mindful of that. All right. Now, the other thing is Hangman. All right. And the harder your spread, this is a monthly forecast. So, yeah, this is the biggest, like, I need to change the way I see things. I need to, even from a spiritual, like, really spiritual. That's the Hangman. You see the halo around his head, okay, and the smile on his face. That's what he wants. He's hanged himself upside down to see the world in a completely different way. Why? Because the old way was no longer working. Do you see why you got the Knight of Swords? Yeah. So there you go. And Hangman comes right before the Death card, which is the card of transformation. Yeah. So you're going to have a huge shift in the way that you see things. The only thing here, you've got to surrender. You've got to make some sacrifices. You've got to take those risks too, okay? Otherwise, you're going to feel stuck, all right? And again, I'm not going to be surprised. Y'all are going to have a big shift in perspective. It's just, yeah. But when I say that, have the merging of this is like higher mind, right? This is physical mind. Have that merging of physical mind and higher mind, okay? Mind, body, spirit, all of it. Yeah. But wow. There's something you want to change in a really big way. Now, you do have that magician in your challenge area, okay? So in order to have some of these big changes, you have to change the way that you see certain things, okay? That's just, you can see here, right? Even with that Seven of Swords and your crown, all right? So keep that in mind. There's gonna be you have to see certain things in certain ways or in new ways. And there's very likely going to be some circumstances that may change on you. And you can't just get stuck in that energy. You're like, okay, well, let me navigate around this and make this all work, right? At the end of the day, you have to be honest with yourself, okay? The magician also in your challenge area, another energy that's coming up is that, yeah, there may be someone, and it could be someone new, by the way, if you're, I don't know, applying for a job, or if you're looking for someone to date, but whoever it is, whatever it is, or starting something with someone, like launching a business, there may be a little bit of like, let's really trust our intuition, tap into our spiritual side. Yeah. That's gonna, that's how I know all the answers. Yeah. Because it does seem like there is a little, with that magician there, it can be a little bit of that trickster energy. Yeah. So, hey, keep that in mind. Okay. And the magician is actually attributed to Mercury. Mercury, Hermes. He can be like a little bit of a trickster sometimes, especially when he goes retrograde. So, and that's the other thing. Someone from your past may come up, but again, that I just don't feel is, I feel like there's a reason for it. Now, Seven of Swords and your crown. You've got to be very honest with yourself about anything that's happening. You can't just block things out. You've got to be communicative. All right. And there may be something, again, someone else involved. It could be just, like a friendship or a family member or whatever, or a partner, whatever it is, business partner. You see the person stealing the swords in broad daylight, right? There's a reason why he's meant to be caught. And so it's in your crown, though. So there's something here where it's like, we've got to face our reality about something that's going to happen this month. Okay. That's why you have to go within and shift your perspective. All right. And that's how you see things. But again, you have to surrender old ways of thinking, old ways of doing things. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck. Even if that was you, that magician trying to launch something, you're gonna have to, it won't work until you actually feel something, as in like, oh, I get it. Yeah. Really connecting with, your higher self. But that Seven of Swords here. Yeah. That card is associated with like lying, cheating, stealing, deception, dishonesty. So be real, be honest with yourself. That's what Saturn retrograde is asking of you when it retrogrades. Uranus and Gemini is going to bring a lot of new things into your consciousness. That's just saying, let's be honest with ourselves. And if it is someone else that is lying, cheating, stealing, doing something trickery throughout the month, right? If you're ignoring it, not doing anything about it, that's still not being honest with yourself, right? All right, now, you have that Page of Pentacles, so it does look like there's something new here that's happening, okay? And again, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all get a new job and or even start like a side gig if you have a job. I mean, you can do more than one things, right? Especially with Uranus and Gemini in your third. Yeah, Gemini is the twin, by the way. So and it's mutable energy. So yeah, but there is something rooting up for you with this Page of Pentacles. Money, 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 money. And, we have jobs to make money. And it can be like a side gig. But either way, there's something within you that's like, you're just ready. You're ready to do something new. And then you got the Five of Wands in your future. Okay, so there's that not seeing eye to eye. You really have to have that shift in perspective, even if it's aligning with, a way that you never thought you could think before. But remember, this is a very spiritual card. As long as you're trusting your intuition, being in touch with, your third eye, all of that, you're going to be fine. This is just noise. Yeah, it's kids swinging their wands in the air. All right, so there can be a little bit of not seeing eye to eye. Like I said, like colleagues, employees of yours, maybe even a boss, maybe even like family energy here as well. Someone's got to rise above, right? Someone's got to be the one that says, y'all, let's see eye to eye. But it does feel like there is going to be something here, and it could be like with a partner, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. This is like blocking all that fun that's waiting for you this month. So someone's got to be that leader, right? If no one else is going to do it, but you're Aries, you're the leader anyway. Y'all, let's see eye to eye. All right? Too many cooks in the kitchen. Whatever it is. Then you move forward. Okay? Then people see you as the leader. Then everything. You see how this works? The other thing is, possibly because there is all this Leo energy that's happening for you all month. Remember, Mercury and Leo all month, right? There is likely something that if you have kids or grandkids, or if you're a teacher, students, there may be something here. Maybe a little bit of noise. You just gotta. I'll clarify that later. But let's see what's going on with your stuff, Aries. Oh gosh. Okay, so Aries, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. You have a big month. And August, like I said, is going to be big. So you want to really place yourself in July. And, love it. All right. So, yeah. Okay. There you go. Aries. Okay. So, Eight of Swords. Yeah? You got to really take care of that. Okay? Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. Yeah? You have to. All right? There's going to be some things. Remember, swords, thoughts, ideas, processing things, communication. You've got Uranus moving there for the first time in 84 years. So again, there may be some things that you are processing or thinking about that you just never have in your entire life. But it's breakthroughs. You got to have those breakthroughs. Her feet are free. She can walk out of this prison of swords anytime she wants. But we do call this a self-victim card. Like I said, if you don't take care of that, then it's going to get harder to, move forward. So it's all about taking off that blindfold, okay? And facing the things that you have to face this month. All right? And this is a Gemini card. That's an Aquarius card. So again, there may be something here with friendships or a community that you belong to, but you do have like Queen of Wands. I really love that. Your external factors area. That does seem like there is going to be someone new coming into the picture, maybe a new boss, maybe someone who, maybe even an investor. I mean, it's the Queen of Wands. She's a big entrepreneur, right? She is the entrepreneur, and she is Aries, FYI. So, two things here. One, it's like you just like, it's almost like that's, when you have the Queen of Wands, that Page of Wands, it's almost like there's that direction. There's that finish line. I want this. Wands are so invigorating. And this is all about your ambitions, okay? Wands are fire, right? So just feeling that fire. Yeah, like here, that Knight of Swords, how you started out this month, that fire under your feet. That's what you want, okay? Queen of Wands has the power to attract whatever she wants. She's very charismatic. People gravitate toward her. She's got all this strength. She radiates. And so it's almost like, well, two things. Again, there's likely someone with that description that's opening doors for you, okay? Or someone that you're going to be working for, or someone that you're going to be doing something with, that it's just the perfect match, okay? Secondly, it's just, again, when I see what's happening here, just don't doubt yourself. Like this, just don't doubt yourself, because this could also be you up here. But that Page of Wands, really great. It's just proving that, yeah, you really, truly want something fresh and new and novel and exciting. Yeah, there's something new you want to build. You've got this dream. Now, Four of Pentacles in your final outcome. Yeah, that's just saying, remember, when Saturn goes retrograde, you're really going to feel that, all right? In your sign. So, what did I say? All about building that structure, that long-term. This is all about building, like, the foundations of your life that have to do with, it's Pentacles. So, money, career, all of that. But Pentacles are your physical reality as well. It can be a relationship, whatever resonates with you. It's taking that time out to really process things, really put things in order, okay? Have that stability moving forward, but not disconnect from people, all right? You're gonna have to be with Venus and Uranus in your third, to be honest. Like, you're gonna have to. And with Pluto, all the Pluto aspects in your 11th. So, yeah, it's gonna be a very social month, but okay, so I wanted to see that 5 of Wands real quick. Okay. Yeah, you got two queens right next to each other. There's something like really gratifying with putting out this, like, it's almost like putting out a flicker before it becomes like a fire. Yeah, it's just drowning out that noise is what it is. And again, you've got to be the one. But there's something like so emotionally satisfying with that Queen of Cups. She does what her heart desires. She has all this love to give, all right? And she has that confidence, self-belief, but also self-love. And so I love these two queens. A lot of that maternal energy is coming through. And it could even just be like that energy of taking care of others. Remember, you do have your ruler in Virgo, which is all about service to others. So a lot of things that you're doing this month is, to make others happy, whether it's, the book that you write, or, maybe doing something for your family or whatever it is, like colleagues and employees and work. Yes. But it's almost like you're being called for this there's higher purpose is like a big thing. Okay. Just don't fight things that you have to face. Four of Pentacles, I want to see real quick. All right. The Hermit. Yeah. So you're going to, like I said, with all these retrogrades, especially Saturn and then Mercury and Chiron in your sign, a lot of going within. And that's actually going to really help. It almost feels like there is, there's this guiding light, right? With the Hermit, who's, by the way, is Virgo. Okay. So Mars conjunct Virgo is going to be a big thing for you. Like I said, letting something, you've got to go within to know what it is. Yeah. But it just feels like there is something here where it's when you take that time to think about your future plan, go within to think about, what you want for the long term. Does this make sense? Is this real? That makes you so much more wiser and trusting your intuition and really going deep and doing some soul searching. That's gonna be really beneficial. All right. So you're actually really good. Just don't get, this is just saying you would get in your own way. If there's anything that gets in your way, it would be you or someone within your world that we've got to either have a conversation about this or bye-bye, right? Like this isn't working. Okay. Otherwise they're really good. Now let's break it down week by week. The first week, the biggest thing, Aries, would be your the July 4th, okay? And then Uranus moving into Gemini. All right. Now all those sextiles, all those trines. Let's see what's going on for you the first week of July. And the Venus Uranus conjunction. Well, there you go. You got the King of Cups. So you got the pair here. So it's almost like people just kind of, it's like you move into this month knowing part of your, what you want is being that rock for other people. Okay. And this is someone who's so emotionally stable and he's very public facing. Yeah. Unlike the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups is very, like they're both leaders, right? This is a little bit more intimate, like family and things like that, but can still be on like that global stage. All right. And remember, I said your two houses are of fame are lit, but family stuff too. And there you go. King of Cups, really great. Okay. So like I said, the very first week, you're going to there's going to be something that you're really going to feel deep in your bones. He's Scorpio, by the way. Yeah? Okay. A reminder that Juno conjuncting Scorpio, Moon in Scorpio, July 4th. Anyway, the second week is, Saturn going retrograde is like the big thing for you. Well, and the full moon in Cancer. Let's stick to those. All right, let's see what's going on for you. Second week of July. Yeah. There's something here. You're not seeing eye to eye with someone for sure. Okay. And it might be because someone's like, maybe, it's just not aligning. We're not seeing eye to eye. There can be something here illuminated during the full moon or even the day that Saturn does go retrograde. Yeah. And I'm still also picking up like, up here, like this tug of war within your, remember, practice patience is the biggest thing with Saturn and Aries in your sign. Okay. And again, I've explained why that's, not easy for Aries. Like you're ready to, yeah. And Saturn's so old and like, even like wise, and he's the wise one, but he's like slow. He's like, take it slow, Mr. Miyagi, practice patience, wax on, wax off. So again, it looks like there's someone that's going to come through or just be illuminated for you like around that time. Yeah. Definitely has to do with either like a friendship or colleagues or employees. But it does seem like you're bringing something upon yourself with that 10 of Wands. And you got the Lovers. I mean, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. I mean, I told you that there's a lot of there's partnership stuff for you. You're going to feel that intensity, like seeking deep relationships. And it can be love, relations, and wherever you're putting that energy. But you've got to communicate, okay? This is someone who is not communicating. This is someone who is not communicating. He's really not, right? But you have the Lovers, which is attributed to Gemini, which is all about communication, especially when you have it in your third house and Uranus is there and Venus is there. So there you go. Okay. So you see, you drop those swords, drop some of those wands so you can see. You see, he can't even see where he's going. That's what's waiting for you. All right. Now, third week, Aries. Yeah, you've got Mars conjunct the South Node. That really is that's your ruler. And then Mars square Venus. We do move into Leo season, and Leo will trine Saturn, and there's so much happening. There's so much happening. All right, let's see the third week for you. All right, of July. Here you got the Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot of like back and forth here with you. I think that there's just going to be a lot of new stuff that you're just going to have to navigate. And the only way to do that is when you go within. And when you come out, knowing, remember, Uranus wants you to be your authentic self. And I'm not telling you that you're not going to be, but you really have to face some things that may be a little, but you can't be, yeah. Seven of Pentacles is, at this point with remember, Mars is conjuncting the South Node in your sixth house of everyday activities, and work is a big thing. And you see he's worked really hard At this point, you see a smile on his face. You got to take a little moment to ask what's got to go. Yeah? Okay? And remember, investments is a big thing for you this month. And so there's something here. Oh, okay. Well, we'll take a look at that. There's something here where it's like, yeah, you may take a little bit of pause in terms of what do I want moving forward. Last week, you do have that new moon in Leo. Okay? And then Venus moves into Cancer. Yeah, that Mercury Kazemi. And there's, again, a million other things happening that we don't have time for. This is turning out to be yeah, as long as a movie. Aries, last week of... There it is. You're good. It's like, this is a journey. July is like a journey in itself for you. What card flipped out? 7 of Wands. You're getting all these like defensive, like defending yourself. No, you've got to open those lines of communication. You're going to have Uranus there. Breakthroughs, okay? Remember I said you have to use Uranus, okay? Because it's also the unexpected in communication. People could be talking to you in ways that you were just like, what? Remember, he's very patient, but it's all about surrender. Out with the old. Everything changes for you. This is fine, but the fact that you got 3 7s, did you get 3? Yeah. 7 really is like desire. Remember what I said, even with Venus square Mars, like it's honestly like, are you happy? Are you happy with work, career, making money, investments, even things in your physical world? Are you happy? Like, you've got to go in to know what you have to change. And a lot of it's going to be your mindset and how you see things spiritually too. All right. The big picture, like life purpose. And then you're good. That last week, that's your card, the Emperor. All right. You got your power back. It's almost like you are going through this journey. It's going to be a pivotal month for you. Now, second spread. Yes. We will take a look at career. We'll take a look at love. We're going to pull out more cards. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Really good and legendary members. Aries, this was really okay. So next week we'll jump. Okay, we'll go deeper next week. Talk about the aspects next week. Thanks so much, Aries. I will see you next week. If you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave, share, leave comments, all of that. But I do want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on. Let's get to, okay. All right. Thanks so much, Aries. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.